we are live, and we are doing the show. I hope you guys are doing great today. Moving my little screens around and stuff like I always do at the beginning of every show. Okay, so we got 4 people here. Who's going to bump that squid for me and be my first chat? Anybody? 8 people now. I really support progressives. Just so you guys know, I do support the progressive movement, but they do have one big problem with global dimming. It's just worth pointing out to them that when they're getting all excited and happy about, hey, we're going to make all these changes, we're going to change the world, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Hey, you might want to put the brakes on that idea, because hashtag global dimming, research it, educate yourselves, find out what it is, and understand it, and then you'll be better equipped to have conversations with people who think that shutting down all of our polluting is a good thing. And we'd find out really fast that we'd made a huge mistake, and it would be irreversible. We won't just be able to turn it all back on again and fix it. And the problem is, it's falling on deaf ears. All of these progressives and Greta Thunberg followers are out there waving their arms around, making a big giant noise. And they're making so much noise that they're not listening to the facts around what they're begging for. So the facts are, we create pollution every day in the form of airplanes flying over, CO2 production, coal-fired plants, every exhaust tailpipe from every car and every cow burping out methane gas, and the methane leaking out of all of our methane plants, and the methane leaking out of the polar ice caps and from various places around the world. We're putting out a huge amount of pollution. That pollution protects us from the sun. If you turn it off, if you stop that, if you turn off the cow breath, and you turn off the car exhaust, and you turn off coal-fired plants, and you turn off everything that's producing CO2, we have a serious death wish if we do. And the problem is nobody wants to listen to that fact. Nobody wants to hear about it. So here's how you prove it to them. Here's when someone's like, I don't believe in that shit. Ask them what happened in 9/11 years ago when we got attacked by Saudi Arabian nationals, right? That Saudi Arabia company, that country that Donald Trump supports so much. Yeah, when they did 9/11, we shut down all of the planes. Almost, it was internationally. We shut down all flights. And what happened when we just shut down the flights? You guys know? Anyone? The temperature rose on the planet. The temperature rose because we lost a lot of the masking that those airplanes do for us every day when they fly over. Yeah, Erica, congratulations. Welcome to being... Yeah, and Ross, both of you, double block. Ross and Erica, both blocked from my live stream. It's a block party weekend. I can't wait. Anybody else want to talk some shit about 9/11? You think it's an opportunity for you to spouse your fucking... your nonsense? This would not be the time. You're just going to be forgotten, like every other troll that we forget. Okay? All right, good. Let me just put this baby gate up for my boy. Keep him in here with me. Yeah, buddy. There you go. And let's find something for you to chew on. Look at this. What's this? What is this right here? What is this, though? Big stick for you to chew on. Facebook chat isn't working? Huh, I see you, Nick. Michael Goldsmith, that's crazy. I see lots of Facebook chat. Lol. Okay, oh shit, the conspiracy nuts are out today. Not for long, not on my live stream. This is not a conspiracy bulletin board for you to post your theories on. You know, I was only using 9/11 as an example, and anybody who thinks that it was an opportunity to start fucking talking about, you know, how it was done by other people and not Saudi Arabia or whatever, you're just going to prove to me that you're a Trump supporter. Number one. Number two, you're going to prove to me that you're stupid. Number three, you're going to prove to me that you can't stay on topic. Number four, you're going to prove to me how easily distracted you are. Number five, you're going to prove to me how fucking indoctrinated you are by bullshit. And I'm sitting here talking about literally the things that you guys love, you know, the chemtrails. Even though they're not chemtrails, they are ice crystals and they do protect the planet. You know, they puts up a lot of cover when these airplanes fly over. And you can blame, you know, specialized fuels and barium and aluminum and whatever the fuck you want to say that they're spraying. But the fact is, whatever it is, when we shut it off after the day after 9/11, when we shut all the planes down, we shut all the flights down, the temperature on the planet rose drastically. Enough to that scientists noticed it and said, oh man, if we do this shit again, you know, we're going to fuck ourselves. You know, we have to be careful about that. This was just the airplanes. Imagine if you get, you know, Greta Thunberg and Bernie Sanders's and Ilhan Omar's and Cenk Uyghur's fucking ideas to, you know, to just shut everything down. Green New Deal. Oh yeah, it'll be green, all right. We'll be green. We'll turn green when we're all gasping for air. That's the Green New Deal. You know, and while I love the progressives and I love what their hearts are in the right place, their brains are not. They haven't researched this. They haven't looked into it because they don't want to hear the truth. They want to think that they're right, and they want to feel like they're holding the banner for the world, that they're saving the planet, and that makes them feel good about themselves. And if somebody like me or Guy McPherson or Steve Running or, you know, somebody that speaks truth comes along and says, hey man, global dimming, do you understand what that means? They're not gonna even read it, let alone go research it and go look it up. Why? Because you're jousting them off of their high horse. You know, they can't stand there any longer and feel like they're the shit and they're the big superhero protector of the planet, Superman. And that's how they all feel. Greta Thunberg, you don't think she feels like fucking Wonder Woman? Of course, it's you know, power it's intoxicating, you know? And I'm sure she's getting a big taste of that. And unfortunately, all of her stupid followers that don't have the time to research two words, global dimming, they're all just as guilty as she is. Just like if you're a Trump supporter, you're just as guilty as Trump is. It's the same thing. So don't support Greta Thunberg, okay? Understand that what she wants is going to result in destroying the planet. Way faster. I mean, we're already destroying it. Don't get me wrong. But let's not fucking sink that ship 10 times as fast. You know, I'm enjoying life right now. I want to enjoy it for a little bit while longer. You know, 10 years would be great, not 3. You know? Yeah, every time he jumps, it sounds like a fucking earthquake in here now. She's a tea sipper. Jet fuel is kerosene with blue dye in it. Why would jet fuel have blue dye in it? All right, so, you know, and the reason why I got so angry about this morning, it's very interesting because I want people to to research global dimming, and by tweeting it and hashtagging it and all that stuff. So I said, well, what happens if you do search the hashtag global dimming on Twitter? What is it that people are going to see? Hopefully it's going to bring up that short video, the 4-minute video of Guy McPherson explaining the McPherson paradox, explaining what global dimming is and why it's so vital to our survival. So I type it into Twitter, and you know what comes up? Chemtrails, 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 chemtrails. I'm like, really? Good morning, hon. I'm like, chemtrails, really? That's what you find when you search global dimming? So I just realized I'm directing everybody into basically an ignorant. Hey, Road, ignorance feedback loop. Okay. So I feel bad because I realize it's a trap. And we need more information out there about global dimming on the internet. We need more information about global dimming on Twitter. So when somebody types in the words global dimming and they want to know what the fuck it is, it doesn't bring up chemtrails, 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 chemtrails. You know? Chemtrails are bullshit. Nobody's doing that. You know, there's no big organization forking out a ton of money to spray your fucking air. Sorry, it would be expensive. It would be a gigantic undertaking, and you would know about it if they were doing it. You know, I see somebody post a video of a plane flying over, and they're like, look, they're switching it on, and they're switching it off. You know, you see these contrails form and disperse depending on the altitude of the plane, depending on the temperature, depending on the humidity. And as a plane goes up or goes down, it goes through various levels of these temperatures and humidity changes. So when it goes through the right level of humidity, you'll see the contrail behind it. And then as it keeps climbing and leaves that level, that altitude, oh wow, all of a sudden, the contrail shuts off like that. And you're like, oh, the pilot is in there flipping a switch to turn it on and off. Understand this. If you believe that they are spraying up there in chemtrails in the sky, trying to control the weather and all that shit, and you tell me that you are, I'm going to block you from my live stream. I'm not your friend, okay? You're an idiot, and I'm telling you that you're wrong. This gives you the opportunity right now to say, nay, you're right, I was fooled. I didn't know. I always thought that shit was real. Now you know, and if my word's not good enough for you, then I'm not good enough to be your fucking friend. And you need to go find another group of friends out there, and it's not going to be me. Understand that. That's how strongly I feel about that stupid fucking conspiracy. And if you believe that they're literally up there putting specialized fuel in there so that they can spray chemicals all over the atmosphere and somehow control it, you're going to get blocked from my live stream. So does anybody want to voice their opinion on chemtrails right now? Now would be the opportunity to do it. Because if you don't say it now and you do it later, you're going to get blocked too. It doesn't matter. Right, a car. Oh, yeah, great. You're blocked too. See, gone like a fart. See, you're like a fart, man. I farted you out, and it stunk for like a second, and then you're gone. Poof. Gone like a fart. A, the blue dye in aviation fuel is to indicate that the fuel is 100 octane. Oh, that's interesting. Nice to see that there's people in here that know what goes into jet fuel, because I really didn't. I had a feeling, though, it wasn't stuff that was making clouds, you know? And in reality, if we had a healthy way to create clouds with planes, I would be all for it. We need it. You know, if you understood global dimming, if you understood what the sun could do, if we don't have that level of protection, then you would be for it too. You know? But like I said, it would have to be some kind of a healthy alternative to barium and aluminum and shit that, you know, supposedly reflective material that you don't want to be fucking breathing. You don't want getting into your bloodstream, obviously. Yeah, but I would support that, you know, if they had a healthy alternative. Absolutely, and you should too. You know, you guys should be a little less standoffish when it comes to people that are trying to save your fucking life. Oh, you guys are all with me? Good. Let's get high together. Let's get high together. Let's smoke cannabis together. Oh, this has been a very interesting conversation. I'm glad we got it over with. Okay? Just understand, we're probably fucked, okay? We're not going to be able to convince people about global masking or global dimming. We're not going to be able to get Greta Thunberg to read a single tweet that says research global masking or global dimming, and then when she does, all she sees is a bunch of chemtrail bullshit that all of you fucking idiots have been tweeting about. So, it's too bad. You know, the all the conspiracy nuts out there have ruined it for the rest of us. You know, all the flat earthers and the chemtrailers and all the fucking 9/11ers, all you fuckers. You've ruined it for the rest of us. And guess what? You've ruined it for yourselves too. Because you're going to die along with the rest of us. And we're going to die expeditiously because of your fucking ignorance. So keep on tweeting about your fucking chemtrails. Keep on tweeting about your 9/11 conspiracies. Keep on tweeting about your fucking, your fake impeachment and all your other bullshit. Meanwhile, the globe is melting under our feet. You fucking pathetic rats. And by pathetic rats, I want you guys to know I'm not talking about my audience per se. Don't get offended because I'm saying you pathetic rats. Of course, if you watch me, you subscribe to what I'm saying. I'm not referring to you. If you watch me and you disagree with me, I am referring to you. And you should go fuck off and run along. I don't want you here. You know, go post your chemtrail shit, your garbage all over the internet. You know, and see where that gets you. It's not getting it's not getting anybody anywhere. That's for sure. Yeah, the time has passed. Exactly, Stephen. Time has passed. And now it's just time to just try to do the right thing. You know, try to survive as long as we can. Try to let as many people know that are interested in knowing. And for the people that want to subscribe to the conspiracies, let them die. Let them die a few years before we do. And then we'll get to enjoy all this without those idiots around. You know? Hey, Matt G, son. What's up? Matt G's here, everyone. So I'm going for the Pineapple Express because I got so much of it, but it's not my favorite, but I'm going for it again. I'm going to see if it's smoothing up a little bit, if it's getting a little more flavorful, if it gets me, if the high feels any different. Matt G, everyone from the Matt G channel is here. If you ever wondered who Matt G was, well, here he is. Right, so, it sounds like a hat. That's funny. You're funny, Billy. Cenk Uygur, as was endorsed by Bernie Sanders, and then Bernie Sanders pulled the endorsement yesterday when Bernie's campaign, you know, heard that Cenk had said some made disparaging comments regarding women 15 years ago. Bernie Sanders did the same thing. Just throwing that out there. Hey man, I'm all for Bernie, but let's not be the pot calling the kettle black, Bernie, okay? You need to forgive and forget, just like people forgave and forgot what you did, Bernie. Your fucking little rape story and all that other weird shit you were doing when you were younger. I don't even fucking... Women have orgasms when they're being raped. Whatever the fuck he said. It was disgusting, and he's just as guilty as Cenk for saying stupid, sexist bullshit and putting it out there. And he needs to forgive Cenk, just like people are forgiving him. Yeah, it's very hypocritical of Bernie Sanders to do what he's doing. And I'm not going to sit around and let Bernie do this hypocritical... Hey! This bashing on... Here, you want this? Here you go. This indiscriminate bashing of Cenk, and remain silent about it. It's not right. The man has changed his life around. He's spent the last 15 years undoing the wrongs that he's done. You know, if you could produce another person who's done that, I would use them as an example. Kevin Hart is a perfect example. Forgive the man. He made some comments. He made some tweets he shouldn't have done. But you know what? Now he spends his whole life trying to make the world laugh. He spends his whole life trying to do good things. And you need to, give people a second chance. The world loves a second chance. It's time to give Cenk that second chance, like we gave it to Bernie Sanders, like we gave it to Kevin Hart, like we gave it to Dave Chappelle, like we gave it to, so many other people out there that have made mistakes in their lives. And like and you want to say, well, Donald Trump has made mistakes. And yeah, I agree. But then he just goes on and keeps making mistakes and hurting people and hurting people and hurting people. That's a pattern. It's an established pattern that the man has. If you look at Bernie Sanders, if you look at Cenk Uygur, you will see that they've established a pattern of the opposite, where they're helping people, where they're trying to do the right thing. And they might be wrong on climate change, and they might be wrong on trying to grab my guns, but I agree with them on everything else. And I would just like to see the poor people of this country lifted up for a change. I would like to see the people that are hungry fed. I'd like to see the homeless housed. Shoe the children with no shoes on their feet. But what do the Republicans do? They shoe the children with no shoes on their feet. That's what the Republicans do. Shoo. Get away. All right. Does that make sense? 7:10, by the way. I don't think I've smoked yet for this show, have I? How long we been live for? 20 minutes? I've not even done a bong hit yet. Yeah, I haven't even done a bong hit yet. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. Now you know I'm losing it. Did that really happen? Yeah, it really happened. Yeah, he really said that. Yeah, Bernie Sanders said some fucked up shit years ago. And Jenks said some fucked up shit years ago, too. But you know who else says fucked up shit about women? The President of the United States of America. They'll let you grab them by the pussy, or wherever. Let you grab them by wherever if you're famous. That's our president. So, and that was just, a few years ago. And he hasn't done anything to correct those wrongs. Not like Bernie has, and not like Cenk has, and not like Kevin Hart has. These are great examples of people that are really righting their wrongs. And if you see that person making those attempts to do better, then you should support them. Even if you don't support his politics, you should support the man. Can I say that about a single Republican out there? It's really hard to, but there are Republicans out there that are speaking out against Donald Trump, and I appreciate that. They're like, man, I'm a Republican, but I just can't stand behind this president anymore. And I'm seeing it all over Twitter. It's great. And you know what else I found? I was a little worried because I'd be checking, Candace and Trump's and different, Charlie Kirk's Twitter feeds and seeing how much support they're getting. They're getting thousands of retweets, thousands of likes, and all that shit. And I don't see any responses from the left that are getting those kinds of... Then I realize what's going on. Those people that have those accounts, a lot of them are blocking the strong voices from the left. They mute them, they block them, and so you don't see the opposition. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to follow some of the big lefties and just see how they're doing. Oh, boy. I was like, oh, look at this. Fucking 20,000 likes, 10,000 retweets from severe lefties. The people that I don't even agree with because they're too fucking far left. The anti-guns, the fucking... what else do they say that I disagree with? These far left motherfuckers. Not much else. It's really the anti-gun thing. Yeah, he does, right? And what I realize is there's so many people out there right now that are not being counted. And I understand your voice isn't being heard. You're not being counted necessarily. I didn't even know. I wasn't even hearing their voices because I was looking in the wrong place. And you might be looking in the wrong place too. A lot of Republicans that support Trump, they're going to intentionally look in the wrong places and say, look at all the support Trump has. But if you start looking around, you're going to fucking uncover there's a whole lot of support for the other side. But you just have to... Have I not even smoked yet? You just have to kind of open your eyes up a little bit. You got to look a little harder. Because people do go out of their way to hide the opposition's voices. And, I have always said that if you disagree with me, you're welcome in here. You come in here and disagree with me all you want. Unless I'm dead right. Unless I'm talking about facts. And you're just bullshit opinion. I'm not going to take that. I'm not here to debate people with your fucking opinions and your bullshit. I'm set in my ways. But if we disagree on something and it's legit and you've got a legit argument, hey man, we could argue till the cows come home. I'm fine with that. I'm not going to block you for that. You come in here, you call me a name, you're going to get blocked. You come in here, you don't have an argument based in fact, you're going to get blocked. You come in here, you tell me a lie, you're going to get blocked. But if you come in here and you legit say, I don't like Bernie Sanders because he said this about women in, 19 whenever the fuck, I'd be like, well, you're right, and I'm not going to deny that fact. And I agree with you on the facts that he did say that, but I'm willing to forgive him, and I wish you would too. And we could work from that point on. But the problem with a lot of people that disagree with me is their arguments are so weak that they have to resort to calling me a name, they have to resort to lying, they have to resort to misrepresenting facts, and to only have opinion, or to just completely stray from what we're talking about and try to distract and say other shit to try to pile on some sort of support for what they're saying, even though it's not relatable. And that kind of shit, I'm like, well, you're not even staying on topic, dude. I mean, you don't even know how to have a conversation with somebody. It's obvious you've lost this and you're desperate. Right? We'll see what the elections will determine. We'll see. Your sister holds out old shit against Bernie Sanders? Hey, man, haters are gonna hate, bro. That is one, David Campione, Trendy Mafia, Old School, what? That is one of the facts of life that I've learned. Haters are gonna hate. And your sister is a hater. It doesn't matter what Bernie did, she would find whatever it is to hold it against him. Because I'm sorry, the fact that he wrote words that she disagreed with 30 years ago, 40 years ago, who fucking cares, man? The whole goddamn world has changed in 40 years. Women didn't even have fucking the same kind of rights that they have today. They couldn't even get a fucking job, back when he wrote that shit. So the whole world has changed, and Bernie has changed with it. And Bernie has been instrumental in changing the world for the better through his words and through his actions. So your sister is extremely hypocritical, Dave. She is, and she's definitely hiding something. She's got motives. And if you're going to hold something like that against Jank, or you're going to hold something like that against Kevin Hart, or hold something like that against Bernie Sanders, you've got some issues, some inner, deeper issues that you don't want to reveal. And, I understand that. I know. But it's a good technicality. It makes you feel good. You got a good technicality. You can, oh, he said these words, so I'm not going to support him. Is that really it? No, that's not really it, but that's what you're going to stick with. Because what you're really concerned about, oh, you don't like the fact that he's Jewish? Is that it? You don't want to say that. Oh, you don't like the fact that he's an old white man, woman? Because you're a woman? You don't like that he's a man? What is it? It's not that he said a few words 40 years ago that he has apologized for. Oh, no, that's not it at all. Has your sister ever apologized to anybody in her life for anything? Then she should understand. Then she should, if she wanted to be forgiven for what she did, then she should forgive Bernie for what he said. I do. I'm the first person to tell you what he fucking said. I'm disgusted by it. I am disgusted by it, but you know what? I'll forgive him for it. Because I really like the man's politics. I really do. I think he's a stand-up guy. I think he's a gentleman. He is professional. He's every single thing that Donald Trump isn't, Bernie Sanders is. You take every negative thing about Donald Trump and you could turn it into a positive about Bernie Sanders. All right, I'm smoking. Cheers. No law regarding cannabis. I'm changing space fart to space farts. Put an S at the end of it. Because it sounds more like force. so big. You're not a little puppy anymore. You're a big boy. You're a big boy. You're a big boy now, aren't you? You're a big boy. You're a big boy. You're a big boy. You're a big boy. Are you looking at yourself? Look how pretty you are. You're a pretty boy. Are you on the TV? Is that Rogan on the TV? Who's that on the TV? Is that Rogan on TV? Is that Rogan on TV? Rogan on TV. Rogan on TV. Is that Rogan on TV? Oh yeah, he's a big baby. He is a big baby till he grabs you around the throat and chomps down. You a big baby boy. Are you a big baby? Do you love your daddy? You love your daddy. What? Where are you going? You going somewhere? You going somewhere? You love your daddy. You want to go down? You want to get down? I'll let you down. You want to get down? Okay. There you go. There you go. Oh. You're so heavy. I don't know how to pick you up anymore. You're so... He's so unevenly weighted and balanced. It's so hard to pick him up. God, it's like... Thank you, Lobo. Yeah. Rogan has cute facial expressions. He'll like flirt with the camera when you're taking pictures of him. He'll be like, makes these, he mugs the camera, fucking duck lips it and shit. He does that when you take video of him. I'm so glad that Ed Bassmaster saw that video. Space farts. Put an S at the end of fart. So it says farts. Ross Perot, Stan Nicholson, right on, buddy. Woo! Fight the power, son. As is the trumpet, both gobshites. Billy Yar. I have a feeling that Lobo could translate what you're saying to me. I don't know what a gobshite is. But it sounds like you would say gobshite. Both gobshites. So let's see how this one holds up. YouTube released new anti-harassment. Yeah, there you go, David C. Baker Jr. I love it. Space farts. It sounds like Space Force when you put the S at the end. Space farts. Oh, I love it. I love it. Hashtag that everywhere. You guys, Steve Running and David C. Baker Jr. and Teresa King and David Campione, Trendy Mafia, Old School. What? And I'm seeing so many of you on Twitter that I can't even remember all of you now, and I want to say thank you. When I go through my messages is now on Twitter, it's all you guys tweeting stuff. And Steve Running is going crazy tweeting. So, Steve Running's going to have like thousands of tweets up on his Twitter. Look it up. And why don't you just tell me what it is, you son of a bitch? Why don't you just tell me what it is, you fucker? Would you say gob? What is a gob, son? Tell me what it is. What's a gob, son? Lobo, tell me what a gob is. Lobo will tell me. Fuck you. Lobo will tell me. Lobo and I communicate. We have this thing where you like communicate with each other. Dude, what is up with my goddamn... Do not yell at me. It's the contrast. I can see it. The contrast is wrong. I need to fix it. It's all about the context. It's the context. It's the context. I think a gob is a... Really? Is it? He said a gob shite. He says look it up. Motherfucker, tell me what it is. So, you guys, I guess we already talk about the little bullying thing. We should talk about Donald Trump and Melania's anti-bullying campaign on the internet, on Twitter. She started a whole anti-bullying campaign. It's like Be Best or something like that. Check this out. Her husband is bullying a 16-year-old girl, Greta Thunberg. Now, let me tell you something. I don't agree with one point that Greta Thunberg is not getting. It's just, it's a mouthy bastard. Is that what that is? A gob shite who's referring to a UK politician? Oh yeah, I figured. I figured. Yeah. Yeah, I knew he was talking about, he said they're all gob shites or something. I knew he wouldn't. Yeah, I knew that. I was just wondering what it fucking meant. Mouthy bastard. So, anyhow, Melania is literally engaging in this exchange between Donald Trump and 16-year-old Greta Thunberg, who is just trying to get the world to stop climate change when she's seeing what's going on, and unfortunately there's nothing we can do to stop it. But she doesn't deserve to be bullied or spoken down to or addressed by the President of the United States in any other way but to fucking commend her. And for Melania Trump to fucking stand up for Donald and helping bully Greta Thunberg, you all should just be like, wow, man. Like that meme. You know that guy's Tim and Eric. Tim Heidecker and Eric, can't remember. I believe one of them is producing this magic show I was watching. Magic for Susan. I was like, that is so Tim and Eric. Who speaks shit and gob means mouth. Okay, I gotcha. Okay. A shit talker. I just sent it to you. Billy Yard, thank you. Irish word. Greta lives in Australia. Melania is a puppet, says Dave C. I'm so glad you guys are talking. I'm so glad you guys are chatting with me. Yes! What a doggy dog world we live in, says Kathy White Stoops. Kathy, I believe you're also on Twitter tweeting away, aren't you? Thank you for that. Thank you to all of you who have hopped on Twitter and are helping. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot to me, man. It means a lot. In fact, for everybody that has switched over and gone to Twitter to help spread the word, this is the orange bud. I'm doing a bong rip for you guys, and I'm saying thank you to all of you, each and every one of you. Hey Robin, each and every is it R Johnson? M.R. Johnson? Robin? All of you that are coming over and doing anything on Twitter, I really greatly appreciate all of you. And I'm going to tell you what you can do on Twitter if you want to help out. Okay? The number one thing you can do on Twitter if you want to help out is to follow Bernie Sanders. Go to twitter.com/Bernie Sanders. Hit follow and sign up for notifications right next to it. It'll say, you want to get all notifications? Yeah, get all notifications. That way, if he goes live at a rally, you'll be there watching and you'll be supported. Last time he went live at a rally, there was 5,500 people on Twitter watching. You know that Donald Trump pulls 40, 50,000 people into a fucking rally. Okay? So the fact that Bernie Sanders is on the internet and he's only doing 5,000, it's terrible. And everybody needs to help out. Everybody should join in. And when Bernie goes live, you should put that on your Twitter feeds, put it out on your Facebooks, put it out everywhere, and get as many people going as you can. Okay, the second thing you can do on Twitter if you really want to help is you can follow me, Trendy As Dabbers. And then sign up for notifications. And then if I put something up there, retweet it, comment on it, and leave a like, the little heart thing, okay? I promise I'm not going to think that you're trying to date me if you do that. Just hit the fucking heart and do those three things and do it for all my tweets. And you can retweet me to as many people as often as you want. If I put a tweet out there, and I don't care if it was my funny video of me in the hospital, which nobody really ever saw, or it was, some sort of comment that I made, whether it was at Donald Trump or Greta Thunberg or something at Jimmy Dore or Ron Placone, or just something that I said about Trendy As Dabbers or whatever. Just take that and you can tweet it at Jimmy Dore. You could tweet it at Kyle Klinsky. You could tweet it at Ron Placone. You could tweet it all these. Are you checking out what this guy Trendy As Dabbers is doing? Because he's talking about you guys all the time. He's hooking y'all up. I would have never heard of you if it weren't for Trendy Nay talking about you all the time. And one day, I was like, who is this Ron Placone guy? Oh, he's pretty cool. He's the guy that sits with Jimmy Dore on the show. He's got his own thing. And he goes around with Graham Elwood and does stand-up all over the world. And he's funny. And he's a funny comedian, like Graham is. They're both funny as fuck. What's Trump campaign is bank? Huh? All right, cheers, everybody. No law regarding cannabis. Orange bud, way smoother than Pineapple Express. I could smoke that like, breathe it like air. You really want to go outside, huh? I'll let Joe get outside. He's crying. Is that old truck ever came to your lifestyle? What? Is that old truck ever came to your lifestyle? Do you guys even read this stuff before you send it to me, or do you just type words? Send. Hey, buddy, long time no see. I miss you, bro. I had foot surgery. I'll come see you after I'm on 2. After I'm on 2. Ryan, that would be fucking awesome. Look forward to seeing you, bro. After I'm on to had foot surgery, I'll come see you after I'm on to on 2 feet. After I'm on 2 feet, I gotcha. Yeah. I was Donald Trump ever came to you. I was Donald Trump ever came to you later. What? I was Donald Trump ever came to you later? 2 feet again. I gotcha. I figured it out. I solved the puzzle, Ryan. I solved it. I solved the puzzle. Before you gave the answer, I solved it. I worked on it and I solved it with my high IQ brain skills. I was Donald Trump ever came to you later. Has Donald Trump ever come into my live stream? No. Timothy, are you high? Dude, Timothy, tell everyone what you're smoking so everyone else can have some too. You would think Donald Trump would have come into my little piss-ass live stream that has 41 people watching? Maybe. There might not even be 41 people watching right now. I don't even know if that's an accurate number. It could be 4 people watching. It would be Timothy, Teresa, Tommy, and Wellington Flores. Is Donald Trump still the president? Yes. That's a good question, Wellington. Donald Trump is still president. The impeachment was only in the House. That vote, what is that vote? Was the impeachment vote already happened, or is that happening right now? Or I guess they already had the impeachment. Did they do it? I don't even know. I didn't see anything on the internet about it. I guess you guys would tell me, right? You guys would know, right? But Wellington, he's going to remain president because he would have to be fully impeached. It would have to pass the Senate. Now we have 2 houses. We've got the House of Representatives and we've got the Senate. And if the House passes a bill, the bill goes on to the Senate. The Senate finalizes it. And then when the Senate finalizes it, it goes off to the president to sign it. Imagine that. You're fired. Now you got to sign your own firing pink slip. Wouldn't that be great if Donald Trump had to sign that? You're fired. Sign it, bitch. So he won't be fired, and he's not going to be impeached. And the reason why is because he has very solid support right now on the Republican side, and he actually has some Democratic support as well in the Senate. Now, it doesn't mean how they're going to vote, and he could be impeached if 20 of the Republican senators and all of the Democratic senators all vote for impeachment. He could be impeached, but he's got a lot of support on the right, and the chances of that happening are very slim. And if somebody was gonna be a Republican in the Senate and they were going to vote for impeachment, the very first one that comes out of that closet and says, I'm gonna do it, they would be, history would never forget them. They would be the hero of heroes. It would just take one person to do it, and then others would follow. I don't know if 20 would follow, but others would follow. And it's funny, it's crazy, is that not a single Republican senator has come forward and said, I will vote to impeach this man. Not a single Republican senator has. So it just doesn't look like he's going to get impeached right now. You're high on life? Well, whatever you're smoking, tell us what you're... Oh, you're high on life. I see what you're saying. You're not smoking anything. Well, shit. You're having a very hard time forming sentences. That is for sure. Wednesday vote on impeachment by House. Wednesday. Oh, it's Wednesday. Yeah, what am I thinking? It's a fucking weekend, man. It's Saturday. Yeah, Wednesday. Thank you, Stephen Running, for being on that shit. Wednesday, vote on impeachment by the House. So on Wednesday, you know, it might not even pass the House, but I think it will. Then it goes on, supposedly before Christmas, to the Senate. So that's what's going on with that, as far as I know. If you guys have anything to add, feel free. There's just so much back and forth going on right now on Twitter, and that's really what I've been paying attention to. That there's not really a lot of... Oh, and what's going on with Cenk is really dominating a lot of the oxygen right now in the room as well, which I think is a great thing. You know, the more that find out about Cenk, the better, because he should be elected. You know, we need people like him. Even though he's a gun grabber, Cenk's a gun grabber, you know. I'd like to have a debate with him about that. Cenk's a worse gun grabber than Bernie Sanders, but now Bernie Sanders is like, we're gonna ban the sale of assault weapons. What's he mean by that? How does Bernie Sanders define an assault weapon? And I've got an assault weapon, and I'd rather him not take mine away. You know, but Rogan, stop it. What's... Karen, do I ever smoke hash? Yeah, you know, I smoke hash. You know, any kind of concentrated cannabis is basically hash. You can even take keef right here, and you can make hash out of it. You take it, you compress it, you warm it up, you compress it, you can make a puck out of it. I think we used to call that jelly hash.
That's what everybody used to do, like, back in the day.
Keef pucks.
Yeah.
You'd have like that screw thing. You'd screw it down.
Yeah, the little hockey puck.
Yeah, and it would put...
They're ounces too, dude. That screw down, that.
It would put a print on it.
Some of them.
A picture, yeah, or a letter.
Some of them.
Yeah, it's fucking cool as shit. And you could sell those. You know, it's like a brick of hash.
I used to bring them down to Orange County after I get done trimming. I was like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, an ounce of hash.
Compressed,
it's a hockey puck.
compressed keef. You know, the best hash in the world is the finest of keef compressed. That's the best hash in the world. When they get that, just the trichome heads. No stems, no trich stems, just the heads. Why does anyone need an assault rifle? Billy? Do you not need an assault rifle, Billy? You don't need an assault rifle in your life? Would you rather not have one, or would you rather have one? I mean, if things got ugly, let's say crime started going up in your area, okay? Specifically, your neighborhood. And there was a lot of violent crime going on. Let's say people were home invading people. They're going in and hurting people in their homes. Would you rather have an assault rifle or not have an assault rifle? You don't want any guns at all. In this world, you're crazy. You might think that you're living in utopia, but you're not, Billy. You're not, Billy. You're not living in utopia, bro. You're living in, 2019, the world today. And guess what? It's a violent, shitty place. And it's the kind of place that if you get caught up, you're going to want something that's going to be able to protect you. Why do you put Stan Nicholson, why are you putting periods after every word? I can't even read that shit. I don't even know where to start and where to stop. Why are there periods? Is there something wrong with your keyboard or something? Yeah. One of my very good friends in life, his name is David C. Baker Jr. He says, I want several, not one. And I agree. You should have several. Yeah. Angle of light, you should consider calling it cannabis and not weed, because weed's negative. And you know what weed means? It means a useless plant. Are you trying to say that cannabis is useless? So we call it cannabis here. Oh, let's bring this chat down, man. This is great, getting good. Billy says, I have one. It's not full auto, but it sure looks like it. I also own a SIG P226, Mosquito, Walter, PPK, Marlin 60. If I didn't have them, the other guy would. Bob McMahon, he probably not from USA. I'd love gun for protection, but I'm in shitty UK. Why wouldn't you want protections? I know, especially Bob still, where everybody's getting stabbed over there in the UK. Imagine this. All of a sudden, okay, you know what? You guys are allowed to have guns. You know how quick stabbings would go down? Because the first time somebody pulled a knife on somebody and then somebody pulled out a gun and shot them in their face and killed them, it'd be all over the news. And all of those fucking pussy motherfuckers walking around with those knives, they'd put them away and they'd stop holding people up. Because you never know what nice old lady's going to pull a fucking 357 Magnum out of her little purse and shoot you in your fucking dick. Like you fucking deserve. That's why I support guns. And like I said, bro, we're not living in a utopia, bro. We're not living in a utopian society where there's no violence. And, I'm one of those people, I need an assault rifle. Have you seen what the police do to people? When with somebody, have you ever seen what happens when the cops break down somebody's fucking door, they throw a fucking grenade in, they shoot the fucking dog? You ever seen that? You know what would give them pause to do that? If they knew that everybody in the United States of America and the world had an assault rifle in their home. They'd think twice about trying to bust that door down, because you know what? That first boom with the fucking thing that they're trying to bust your door down with, and then there's a shot coming through the door in your face the other direction, might give them pause too. And I've had plenty of my friends home invaded like that by the police and by bad guys. And I've been home invaded by bad guys. Hey, Rogan.
No.
Where is he?
You already
Rogan.
ate yours.
Rogan. He's got no food in there?
No, I just gave him chicken and rice. An entire bowl.
I can't believe how much food this fucker is eating.
No. Just wants Dolce. No, Rogan.
I'll take care of him. I got him.
Can't be the eighth already.
Yeah. Wait, that's just gonna pick you up now. It shows a lot of Cali orange. Orange bud. God bless America. Karen, I wish I knew where to tell you to buy it. Hey, calm down. Rogan. Stop it. Be nice. Rogan, sit. Sit down. Come here. Sit. Rogan. Are you growling at me? You sit, that's right. No. It's that orange, bud. David C. Baker Jr. Anyone coming in my house to commit bodily harm will die. You know, and just knowing that you have guns, it will give people pause. It will make them think twice about it. You know, nobody wants to get shot in the face or shot in the dick. Hey, 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 hey. I can't control the dog anymore. This is crazy. Rogan, good boy. Stay. No. Sit. You need to put up another freaking gate. Hey, I got an idea. I got an idea to keep him in here.
Benadryl?
Will you please do me a favor, Andrew? Will you grab that brass baby gate at the fire cage?
Fucking melatonin?
And put it over here at the entrance over here.
We're gonna start drugging you, Rogan.
You haven't seen Harl's? Yeah, well, this...
Cat hides.
He hides. This thing is... He is out of control.
No.
No, open... No, open that. Open it up, hon. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, there.
Ha ha, baby. Ha 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 ha. You got locked in.
Oh, he does not like that. Have I shot anyone? No, I've never shot anybody. But I know what I definitely know what it feels like to shoot somebody. That's for sure. You know. I mean, I shot Dino with a paintball gun. He let me. I felt horrible. I felt horrible enough about that. And you should have seen the mark it left on his fucking foot, on his leg, and it was from like 40 feet away, man. I'm just gonna ignore him. Japan didn't invade us because back then 90% of Americans' homes were armed. I also grew up in a time when high schoolers had shotguns in their truck and rifles and no one said shit. Thomas Lewis. But UK have no gun law, but people are still getting shot though. Makes sense. Shit's funny. Thomas Lewis. I know, right, Thomas? Everyone has one, so I figure I'll just pry one from some dead idiot's fingers when needed, says Bob. Oh. Oh. Do you realize that he cries and screams and does all that shit, and I don't hear it? It's like, I just totally tune that shit out. I'm so used to it. He'd done it so much before, just crying and shit. If he was in there, all he would do is just fucking cause problems and eat. He's eating so much. I can't believe it, man. I need to limit his food. I think he's eating too much. If you're not done it, trust me, I'm not a good feeling after the deed is done. Oh, because I had a dream, Billy. I had a very vivid dream one night, and this was up on this was the recurring post that you guys kept seeing, the promotion, and I need to probably change that promotion right now too when I'm thinking about it. But I had a dream, and it was so vivid, and in the dream I shot somebody, and when I woke up. I felt so fucking...
No.
I felt so bad. Hey. That's gonna stop. No. No. Come here. Yep. Hey, come here. Come here. Good boy. Come here. You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
What's wrong with you? You need some attention? Is that what you need? You need some attention?
Here, get that toy. Get that ball. Get your ball. Good boy. Get this ball. Right here. Get this ball. Get that ball. Look. Look. Get this ball. Get that ball. Get that ball.
Good boy. Get this ball. Oh, I got the ball. I got the ball. I got the ball. Oh, I got the ball. I got the ball. Oh, I got the ball.
We should talk, Billy says. Why? So you can tell me how what it feels like when you killed somebody? But regardless, you know, I'm not going to hesitate to pull the trigger, you know, if it were to happen in real life because of that dream. It's just I know what it feels like and it sucks. You know, it's crazy that the whole feeling that you ended somebody's life, you know, by just pulling a fucking trigger on a gun. It's crazy. Yo, Damiano DeZazzo, Trini Mafia, what? What about this ball, though? I got the ball. I gotta like hold on to it. You know, I gotta keep them, occupied.
I got the ball. I got the ball. I got the ball.
How's Rogan? He's big. He's today. He's really every day. He's more and more out of control. He's like a fucking like a meteorite, just going faster and faster. You know, getting bigger and bigger. Evil, like evil. Come in Fifth Element. He's like that ball of evil at the beginning, and they're shooting shit into it, and it just gets bigger and worse. And they're, you know, and you think the first time they did that and it got bigger, they'd be like, yeah, maybe we should just stop right now. But they sent more, and then it got even worse. They're like, yeah, that's really bad. Oh, look at that. What? Oh, look at this. Oh, what? What? I'm throwing it up there. Oh, you can't get it up there. Oh, you can't get it up there, can you? I fooled you. I made you think you couldn't get it up there. You jump up there all the time. Duh. Look at you. Look at you. You're a mess. You can't jump up on that couch? Jump up on that couch. Get up there. Get up here. Get up here. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. Get that ball. Get the ball, Rogan. Where's the ball? Get the ball. Get the ball. No. Unreal. Just like I give Red says. Right on, Tommy. Take care, buddy. You know. Just notice the time. Not the time. I'm not worried about the time. I just noticed the amount of time I'm spending on this live stream, which is okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm high. I tend to not give as much a fuck when I'm this high. I don't give as much a fuck when I am this high. I don't give as much a fuck when I am this high. This a high. This a high. These a high. This a high. These a very high. The waterfall is a falling. Hey, you're out of control today, mister. You're in timeout until you calm down. That's for sure. You're not going anywhere until that whole fucking tantrum stops. He's throwing a freaking tantrum.
Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it.
He's gonna try to jump over the fucking gate.
Rogan. No.
He's smart. Like he's like, this looks a little easier from up here.
He's gonna try to tip it over.
Or he could just walk around it. He literally could right now if he saw that gate was open over there on the far left. But it's okay. Let him work his little brain. Look how big he is. He still weighs 20. I weighed him this morning. He weighs 27 pounds. But I guess they have growth spurts when they get this big. And he'll probably stay 27 pounds for a little bit longer, and then I'll have another growth spurt, and then he'll be boom. He'll be 30 pounds. Aw. Yeah. Yeah, happy top of the hour, everybody. Cheers. All right. I'm going to go eat breakfast. You guys take care. No law regarding cannabis. Remember that. Go on Twitter. Help me out over there. Follow Bernie Sanders. It's twitter.com/Bernie Sanders and twitter.com/Trendy Asdabbers. And go start retweeting. All right. Take care, guys.